Welcome to the quiz show that demands nothing less than perfection. Behind this screen are 4 contestants who will be hoping their knowledge is flawless because one single mistake could give the game away. This is perfection. Hello and welcome to Perfection, the quiz show where only perfect play is good enough. Behind me are the contestants. We call them the usual suspects. They're in our isolation room. In a moment, we'll find out which one of them has been randomly selected to join me here to play Perfection. They will then face a series of true or false statements. For example, if I said the band leader Glenn Miller was a trombonist, would you say that's true or false? Well, if you said true, I can tell you you'd be right. Answering true or false might seem easy, but if the contestant gets a single answer wrong, their opponents, the usual suspects, will be allowed into the game to capitalise on their mistakes. So, you know how the game works. Let's meet the usual suspects.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Leicester. I'm a mental health support worker, and this is my first game.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm from West Sussex, and I'm retired, and this is my second game.
Hi, I'm John. I'm from Kent. I'm a deck officer in the Merchant Navy, and this is my third game.
Hi, my name's Debbie. I'm from Essex. I'm a duty manager at a local leisure centre, and this is my 5th game.
Best of luck to you all as we now find out which one of you has been randomly picked to play Perfection. Debbie, it's you. Please come down and join me. Debbie, welcome to the game.
Thank you.
Let's find out a little bit more about you. You travelled and lived around the world a bit, haven't you?
I have a little bit, yes, Nick. I started out as a holiday rep at 21 and travelled around quite a lot of places around Europe, which was good.
Got a bit of fun?
Yeah, our best time ever. Yeah, wild time.
Yes.
Bit old for it now, but looking back, great times.
Yeah, it's amazing because the next generation come along and think that everyone's very staid. They would not want to look too closely at what. Yeah. Let's just move on a little bit.
Quickly.
Well, best of luck with the game. The usual suspects here, although they were your teammates, they're now definitely your enemies. Their job is to stop you from winning the prize fund because your failure will mean the prize money rolls over to the next game, where one of them could be playing for a bigger total. Now, every game on Perfection is worth £1,000. Here's the great news for you. Nobody's won the last 8 games. So the prize fund currently stands at £9,000. Now, interestingly, Emily managed to achieve perfection a few games ago, but unfortunately, she then had someone come down and change her mind. So you don't only have to get perfection, you have to hang on to it at the same time. If you won £9,000, what would you spend it on?
I'd really like to take my children to Lapland, treat them to a really nice trip.
That's kind of magical. So they're doing all the sort of sleigh rides.
Yeah, the whole Father Christmas thing.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, well, look, best of luck. Here's how the game works. You'll play 3 rounds and then a final. Every round that you achieve perfection will make the final easier for you. However, if your performance is anything less than perfect, the usual suspects here will have a chance to step in and steal the round, making the final that much harder for you. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for now so you can't see or hear anything. Debbie, when they're like this, you can talk through your answers without giving away any vital knowledge, OK?
OK.
Each round consists of 4 true or false statements. You'll be answering against the clock. You'll get 45 seconds. And once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in.
OK.
Understand?
Yep.
Ready to get started?
Ready?
Then let's play Perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. UK traffic lights show amber after green.
No, that's false. It's red, amber, green.
So you're saying false.
So amber after green's definitely false.
Lord Kitchener rode in the charge of the Light Brigade.
Be a complete guess, I'd say false.
False. Blue tits weave nests that hang down from branches.
I've not heard of that. Again, I'm going to say false.
False. And finally, Cheshire shares a border with Lincolnshire.
No, I don't believe that to be true either. I'm going to say false on that one. Lincolnshire's over on the East Coast.
False. Very good. Good use of the time. Happy with that?
50-50.
Is it, really?
Yeah.
A couple of guesses.
Yeah, a couple of guesses, definitely.
All right, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, time for us to bring back the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Debbie's answers. John, has she achieved perfection?
I think she has, Nick. Yeah, she's done really well in that round. There's none that I'm unsure of. I think she's got perfection.
Christine, do you agree?
Yes, I do agree, actually. I think she might have perfection there.
Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Can you see anything wrong with these answers?
I'm confident from A, B and D, but C, you know, it could well be true. I have blue tits in my garden, and sometimes I do see nests that hang from the branches, so it could well be that.
All right, Debbie, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. 3 out of 4 is not bad, but it's not perfection, and it means the usual suspects have a chance to steal the round from you if they can identify which answer they need to change. Only one.
Right, OK, which one do you
I
reckon?
think it's B, because I think the blue tits do nest in boxes.
Oh, they do they? Right,
They do
okay.
nest in...
You know that
well,
for
I
sure?
don't...
What do you mean they nest in boxes?
Nest boxes that they hang on, that you pin to a tree, nailed to
Yeah,
a
but
tree.
what if you don't have a box on your tree?
OK. OK.
Or could it be D? Because Cheshire...
No, it doesn't board.
it's definitely
That's
not
false.
D,
It doesn't
no?
border.
Opposite ends,
no, it's
opposite sides of the
country.
country, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Should we go for C?
See?
Well,
Yeah. OK, I think we'll change C from false to true.
C changes from false to true, leaving A, B, and D as answered by Debbie. OK, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. UK traffic lights show amber after green. True or false? It's true. That's the one you were looking for? Yes, UK traffic lights actually show amber after green. So you can't achieve perfection. You missed out there, usual suspects. Let's go through the rest of them, and maybe you can still achieve perfection at home. Lord Kitchener rode in the charge of the Light Brigade. Is that true or false? Yes, that is false. He was only 4 years old when the charge of the Light Brigade happened. So unless he was really lying about his age to get into the army, that didn't happen. Blue tits weave nests that hang down from branches. True or false? Yeah, that is false in actual fact. African weaver birds do that. They weave nests that hang down from branches. But blue tits nest in holes. I mean, interesting, you said they nest in boxes. Plainly, in the wild, you know, they can't build their own boxes, but they do nest in holes, which is the equivalent. And Cheshire shares a border with Lincolnshire. True or false? Yeah, that's false because they're on opposite sides of the country. You're all quite right about that. Well, it was a bit of a dodgy round all round, that one, wasn't it? Usual suspects, had you achieved perfection, you'd now have the opportunity to make Debbie's chance of winning the prize fund much harder. Let's see the final board. These 6 blank spaces appearing before you need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round category options. Starting with Tiny Temper, running through Crete, star signs, and special forces. Had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity of adding 2 categories of your choice to the board. However, if they'd have nicked it off you, they'd be doing the same thing. But nobody won. So what do we do with those 2 extra categories? Well, they get carried over to the next round. So 4 categories will be on offer then. Usual suspects, we'll see you in the next round. Cheerio. So look, let's have a look at that list, shall we? 2 that you will be picking first from that list.
I would pick for myself Spice Girls and possibly Eurovision,
Okay, and 2 that you really, really don't want.
Special Forces, maybe horse racing.
Well, the way to avoid the really nasty ones is to achieve perfection. And with 4 available in this next round, it'd be a good one to win. Ready to press on?
I am.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds start now. The actor Peter Mayhew played R2-D2 in Star Wars.
No, that's false.
False. Hedge funds were created to enclose farmers' fields.
I think that's false as well. I think hedge funds had something more financial impact, but I don't think it has anything to do with farmers.
False.
Yep.
Michelangelo was Leonardo da Vinci's uncle.
Oh, I think that's unlikely. I'd go with false.
False.
Yep.
And finally, the cricket team is all out when 10 players are out.
I'll have to go true. I'm guessing again.
True.
Yep.
And with that, you've answered all 4. Why did you go with true on the guess? Just because you had all the rest were false?
Yeah.
It's funny how often people go for that. They
Yeah.
go, I can't have an entire round full of false. It can happen, you know.
I did the last. Well, yeah, true.
Before we reveal how well you've done, time to bring back the usual suspects. So these were the 4 statements, and next to them are Debbie's answers. Christine, has she achieved perfection this time?
I think she might very well have, Nick.
Wow.
Actually, yes.
Sarah, can you see anything wrong with these answers?
I can't, but then I don't know a couple of them, so it's hard to say, really. But it looks fine to me.
No, very honest of you as well, Sarah. John,
I think she's actually got perfection here, Nick. to be
huge
honest.
vote of confidence from the usual suspects there. Mind you, they couldn't find the wrong answer last time, could they? So I wouldn't get too much from that. It's the moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct. Congratulations, Debbie. You have achieved perfection. Yeah, apologies, usual suspects. You're absolutely right. There's me mocking you, and you were absolutely on the money. So let's go through those in more detail. The actor Peter Mayhew played R2-D2 in Star Wars. You said very definitely that's not true.
I'd know the name of the actor if it came up, but it's not him.
The reason it's not him is because he's over 7 foot tall and he
Yeah,
actually
the other
played
one.
Chewbacca So it's false, obviously. Hedge funds were created to enclose farmers' fields. You said false, and it is, of course, false because it is something to do with finances. It's about investment funds in a city, controlling millions, billions, often. Michelangelo was Leonardo da Vinci's uncle. You thought that was unlikely, so you said false, and of course it is false. They weren't related at all, and a cricket team is all out when 10 players are out. You said this was true, and it is true. Exactly right. You can't have one person left over. There's 11 people in a cricket team, but of course you can't have one playing on his own because you've got two ends to play on. So, Debbie, as a result of that perfect performance, you've made winning the prize fund a lot easier, actually. £9,000 at stake. Let's see your final board. Nothing on there at the moment because no one won round one. So you get those two rolled over into this round. You get to choose 4 now.
Right, I'm going to go Spice Girls, please.
Spice Girls goes into the final.
Star Signs.
Star Signs.
Eurovision, please.
Eurovision makes it in. What else do you fancy?
I spent a bit of time in Greece, so I'll pick Crete.
Crete goes into the final. Very well done. Well, usual suspects. The next round is the only chance you'll have to get a couple of categories into the final to try and make life difficult for her. Otherwise, you might be waving goodbye to that cash. I'm going to switch you off for now. We'll see you in the next round. So that was good.
Yeah.
By choosing your own categories, you should have made the final that little bit easier. So, if you're ready to play on,
I am.
Whilst you're doing so well, let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds starts now. New England is a US state.
I believe that to be true. It's definitely in the US. Whether it's classed as a state or not, I'm not sure. So I'll go true.
True. Slarty Bartfast was a Doctor Who villain in the 1990s.
Surely not. I'm going to go false. I've never heard of that, and I'm sure I would have done.
False.
Yes.
Oliver Cromwell was invited to become King of England.
Got a suspicion that might be true.
True. And finally, there is an official called the Queen's Swan Marker.
I'd guess that to be true.
True.
Yes.
True, and with that you've answered all 4 statements. How was that?
Mixed bag again. I'm not confident.
OK, well, before we reveal how you've done, let's have a chat with the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Debbie's answers. Sarah, what do you think has happened this time?
You know what? Not perfection this time.
Which one's wrong?
C. Oliver Cromwell was invited to become King of England? Doesn't ring true to me.
All right, Christine?
Yeah, I'd go with Sarah on that. C. Don't think he was.
All right, John?
I wasn't sure. I thought, unfortunately, she might have actually got perfection on that round. But now I've got my doubts on C.
OK. Debbie, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's see how many are correct. Well, it's 3 out of 4, not perfection, and you've let the usual suspects into the game. Can you steal the round? You need to change one answer, but which one is it going to be?
What do you reckon then? C?
Yep, I'm very confident it's going to be C. That's what's
Okay.
wrong.
C.
OK, then Nick will change C from true to false, please.
C changes from true to false, leaving A, B, and D as answered by Debbie. OK, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. New England is a US state. True or false? False. It's a region in the northeast of the US. In fact, it takes in 6 states. So you can't achieve perfection, usual suspects. You missed your chance again. Look at John's face. He's probably cheesed off about that. Let's see whether you can still achieve perfection at home and look at the rest of those statements and answers. Slarty Bartfast was a Doctor Who villain in the 1990s. We got false there. Is it true or false? It is false. He was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oliver Cromwell was invited to become King of England. True or false? Absolutely true. Turned it down 6 weeks later. Basically, Parliament came to him and offered him the crown, and he said 6 weeks later, no, thanks very much. There is an official called the Queen's Swan Marker. Is that true or false? Yes, it is absolutely true. Let's have a look at the final board and see where we are, because there are 4 subject categories on there chosen by you, Debbie. And now we have 2 blank spaces to fill. So how do we do it? Well, you're going to take it in turns. And Debbie, because you're the single player, you get to go first.
I think out of the remaining categories, I will pick Broadway, please, Nick.
Broadway goes into the final. And usual suspects, this is your only chance to pick a category that might trip Debbie up.
What does everyone think?
But Napoleon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
OK, I think we'll go for Napoleon, please, Nick.
Napoleon goes into the final. We now know our 6 final categories. They are Spice Girls, Star Signs, Eurovision, Crete, Broadway, and Napoleon. Usual suspects, it's time to switch you off for the final time. Napoleon.
Here's what it is. I'm not going to be an expert. It'll have to be a guess.
Yeah, well, you never know. It might be something you actually know. We all know some things, don't we? Debbie, for £9,000, it's time to play the final. Debbie, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you'll be leaving with a prize fund of £9,000. That'd be handy, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be great.
If you fail, however, you'll be leaving with nothing, and it'd be great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £10,000 on the next game. So, let's play the final round. Debbie, here are your final 6 categories. Now, you must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £9,000. Think carefully. There's no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in. You ready?
Yep.
Good. Let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Spice Girls. Mel B won Dancing with the Stars in 2007.
Mel B in America did go on Dancing with the Stars, and I'm fairly confident she won it. Whether that was in 2007 or not, I don't know. I'm going to have to take an educated guess. I hope it was in 2007 and say that's true.
True.
Yes.
Star signs. Someone born on December the 16th is a Sagittarian.
Now, my birthday's New Year's Eve and I'm a Capricorn. The one before is a Sagittarius, but I don't know when the cut-off is. I'm going to say that is true.
True.
Yes.
Eurovision. Diggy Loo, Diggy Lay was a Eurovision-winning song.
I've never heard of it. I'm going to say that's false.
False.
Sounds like a catchy number.
Crete. Crete is roughly twice the size of the Isle of Wight.
No, I'd say it was bigger than that. I'm going to say false.
False.
Yes.
Broadway. Kate Winslet won a Tony Award for Private Lives.
I have absolutely no idea. I've never heard of Private Lives. I'm going to guess. I know she's won a lot of awards. I'm going to guess it true.
True.
Yes, please.
And then finally, Napoleon. Napoleon's left ear was sold for $3,000 in a 1977 auction.
No, I'm going to say false. If they did ever sell his ear, I suspect it probably wasn't for 3,000, so I'm going to say false.
False. I thought you were going to say if they'd have sold his ear for 3,000, I'd have heard about it. I thought that's where you were going.
Boom,
Debbie, those answers are now locked in. And remember, if there's one single mistake, you leave with nothing. So which ones are you worried about?
E, that was a wild guess. Diggy Liggy Diggy Lay was whatever that song is. I've never heard of it. They're my 2 worst.
C and E are the 2 you're worried about.
And F as well, I suppose.
C, okay, C and F.
You could probably throw A, C and D in there as well.
All right, let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. You can now see the final 6 statements, and next to them are Debbie's answers. Debbie, your answers are now locked in. You can't change them by yourself, but if you think you've made a mistake, you can unlock the board with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Usual suspects, I'm now going to ask you to tell me how well you think Debbie has done, if you want to help, and if you do, how much it will cost her. So, Debbie, who would you like to hear from first?
I'd like to hear from John first, please.
There's definitely a few that I'm not sure on, and based on that, I'm not willing to come down, sorry.
OK. Christine, please.
There's maybe 1 or 2 that I'm not sure of, and on that basis, I won't be coming down.
OK, Christine, thank you. What about Sarah?
I'm afraid I'm the same as the other 2. There's a couple that are a bit iffy for me, and I wouldn't feel confident enough to advise you on those, so I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you.
Well, it's like negotiations are over and you're on your own. So, £9,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. So, where do you want to start? Top to bottom, bottom to top? Top to bottom.
Top to bottom, please.
All right, Mel B won Dancing with the Stars in 2007. You said this was true. We'd like this to turn green for you to get you off to a good start. So, is it true or is it false? It's false.
Oh, no.
She finished runner-up.
Oh.
She was runner-up. So bad luck, it means that you can't achieve perfection, and I'm afraid that you won't be taking home the money. I wonder whether you can still achieve perfection at home. Let's carry on through also. We're all interested to see how you did here. Someone born on December the 16th is a Sagittarian. You said that was true. Is it true or is it false? It's true. There you go. So you were right about the Sagittarian. Diggy Loo, Diggy Lay was a Eurovision-winning song. You said false. Is it true or is it false? True, oddly enough. Doesn't ring any bells with you, though?
No, but it does sound bonkers enough to be.
Yeah, I mean, there
Eurovision.
are some bonkers ones, aren't they? It was the entry for Sweden in 1984. Crete is roughly twice the size of the Isle of Wight. True or false? You said this was false. And it is false for all the exact reasons that you said. It's actually much, much bigger than twice the size. Kate Winslet won a Tony Award for Private Lives. You went with true on a 50-50 chance, and it is false in actual fact. Lindsay Duncan won a Tony Award for Private Lives. Napoleon's left ear was sold for $3,000 in a 1977 auction. True or false? You said false. You thought it was unlikely, and it is false. Although, I have to tell you that part of Napoleon was sold at auction for $3,000 in 1977. It wasn't anything on the top half of him, and it was something from a sensitive area. I can't tell you what it is, but I think you can make up your own mind what appendage that might be that was sold for $3,000 in 1977 auction. Let's move on. Usual suspects. Great news for you, not the appendage thing, the fact that the prize money rolls over to the next game, where one of you could be playing for a total of £10,000. Debbie, on this occasion, you failed to achieve perfection. We had a lot of fun along the way, though. Did you enjoy playing?
I really did. It's been a brilliant day. Thank you.
You know, you were a great player up there as a usual suspect. You've been a great competitor down here as well, and you did pretty well. Debbie, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
It's now time to meet the next usual suspect, hoping to play perfection today. Usual suspect, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a retired construction manager and I come from Huddersfield in Yorkshire.
Welcome, Chris, and best of luck to all of you as we now find out which one of you has been randomly selected to play perfection. Chris, it's you. Please come down and join me. Chris, welcome to the game.
Thank you very much, Nick.
It's now you versus the usual suspects.
Right.
They were your teammates, they're now your enemies. Here's the good news, nobody's won the last 9 games, so the prize fund currently stands at £10,000. Wow. So what will you be spending on?
We're looking at doing a bit more travelling.
In what area of the world do you want to go and see?
Well, we'd like to have a look at South America, Peru, Bolivia, that sort of area.
Well, there's some great places to see in South America, so best of luck with that.
Yeah.
OK, 3 rounds of the final to come. Usual suspects, we're going to switch you off for the moment so you can't see or hear anything. But as soon as Chris makes a mistake, you'll be back in the game. Chris, when they're like this, you can talk through your answers without
Right.
giving away any vital knowledge, OK?
OK.
Ready to get started?
Yeah, ready.
Then let's play perfection. Round 1, your 45 seconds starts now. Kate Upton achieved fame with the song Love Story.
Not too sure on that one, but I think it's false.
False. Munich created 6 urban naked zones in 2014.
Did they indeed? I find that a little hard to believe. 6? No, false.
False. The pillar box was invented by Rudyard Kipling.
Don't think so. False.
False. And finally, the chump is a cut from the foreleg of a lamb.
Well, a chump is certainly a meat cut. False.
False. Good use of the time to have a little think about that, and you answered all 4 statements. Mixed bag, that felt like.
Yeah.
Give
Mixed
it a
bag.
chance, though.
It could be.
All right, before we reveal exactly how well you've done, time to bring back the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and the next of them are Chris's answers. John, how do you think he's done?
Yeah, I think he's done all right here, Nick. I'm unsure on B and C. I think they're so bizarre they could actually be true.
Christine, what do you think?
I'd say he's done really well. I would maybe question C.
Sarah?
Again, I would question B. We know that on the continent they're a little bit more liberal about these things, so it could well be that there are 6 urban naked zones.
Chris, the moment of truth. You need to have answered all 4 statements perfectly to have won the round. Let's find out how many are correct. Three out of 4's not bad, but it's not perfection. And it means the usual suspects have a chance to steal the round if they can identify the one answer that they need to change.
A is right, so,
right, yeah.
and D's right. So between B and C, what
So I don't...
do you reckon?
I'm easy, so C is fine.
I'd go for,
Yeah.
for C. shall
We're
we?
changing C?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
want
Okay,
it
yeah.
with
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we'll go for C.
Okay.
Okay, then Nick, we'll change C from false to true, please.
C changes from false to true, leaving A, B, and D as answered by Chris. All right, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. Kate Upton achieved fame with the song Love Story. True or false? Yeah, it's false. You seem to know that, John.
Yeah, it was Love Story, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, absolutely right. And in fact, Kate Upton is a model and an actress.
Oh.
Munich created 6 urban naked zones in 2014. Is that true or false? It's true. It's true. That was the one you mentioned, Sarah, and then
I
sort of
know,
veered
just
away
goes to
from.
show.
That was the one you were looking for.
They are liberal after all, the Germans.
Yeah, those Germans, they do. Yeah, any chance to get their kid off? Well, usual suspects. You had the chance to steal the round from Chris, but you failed to achieve perfection. I wonder whether you can still achieve perfection at home. Let's have a look at the rest of them, shall we? The pillar box was invented by Rudyard Kipling. True or false? Yeah, that's false, in actual fact. Anthony Trollope, the writer, was involved with their introduction, interestingly. Right. And the chump is a cut from the foreleg of a lamb. True or false? Yes, that's false. It comes from the lower back, in actual fact. So, usual suspects, if you'd have achieved perfection, then you could have made things very difficult for Chris in the final, but, well, you didn't. Chris, this is your final board. These 6 blank spaces appearing before you need to be filled with subject categories. Here are your final round category options, starting with Miley Cyrus and running through Jersey, decathlon, and on to dies with many more in between. Now, because neither side won the round, those 2 categories that were due to be chosen will now be carried over to the next round, meaning 4 categories will be on offer. Well, I wonder whether you'll rue that opportunity, usual suspects. We'll see you in round 2. Let's have a look at that list. Which 2 will you be choosing first, do you think?
Well, I lived in Jersey for 18 months, so I think we'll have a go at that one.
All right.
Probably the Crusades.
And 2 that you're quite keen to avoid?
Miley Cyrus, I suppose. And don't know much about dies.
Yeah. All right. 4 categories on offer here, so it'd be a good one to win, wouldn't it?
Oh, it certainly would, yes.
Ready to carry on?
Absolutely.
Let's play round 2. Your 45 seconds starts now. The cricketer, W.G. Grace, played for England at Lawn Bowls.
He played cricket for England, so that's false.
False. The port of Fleetwood is on the North Sea.
No, it's not. It's on the other side, so that's false.
False. A Lancashire schoolboy created nuclear fusion in 2014.
Aye, aye, aye. True.
True. And finally, the Sir John Houblon £50 note was withdrawn in 2014.
It's true.
True. And with that, you've answered all 4 statements. You seem very confident about the last one.
I know the £50 note has been withdrawn, but whether it's Sir John Houblon or not absolutely sure.
All right, before we reveal how well you've done, let's bring back the usual suspects. So here are the 4 statements, and next to them are Chris's answers. Sarah, what do you make of them?
I'm surely it's unlikely that both events in C and D occurred in the same year. Either one of them's false, or both of them are false.
John?
Yeah, the 2 that I'm unsure of, Nick, C and D as well.
All right, Chris, the moment of truth. Let's find out how many are correct. So 3 out of 4 is not bad, but it's not perfection. And as a result, the usual suspects have a chance to steal the round if they can identify the one answer they need to change. But which one's it going to be?
Well, I'm thinking C or D.
B's right, I know that. Yeah,
gonna be
I've
C or
not heard
D.
about the £50 note.
Note, no. So
Should we change D?
Yeah, okay. There we go for D. Okay, Nick, we'll change D from true to false.
D changes from true to false, leaving A, B and C as answered by Chris. All right, usual suspects, let's find out what the correct answers are. The cricketer W.G. Grace played for England at Lawn Bowls. True or false? True. True.
As well
Didn't
as
even-
cricket.
As well as cricket. I mean, that's absolutely right. He was obviously a very famous
Right.
England cricketer,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
also played lawn bowls for England as well. Wasn't even one you discussed up there, was it? Usual suspects? Never came under consideration. You can't achieve perfection up there. I wonder whether you can have achieved perfection at home. Let's carry on with the rest of them, shall we? The port of Fleetwood is on the North Sea. True or false? Yeah, false. As Chris, as you put it very perfectly, it's on the wrong side of the country. It's on the other side.
Yeah.
A Lancashire schoolboy created nuclear fusion in 2014. True or false? Yeah, absolutely true. Amazingly, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I understand that he was then interviewed on Letterman in American TV about it. It was such a big event. And finally, the Sir John Houblon £50 note was withdrawn in 2014. True or false? Yeah, absolutely true. Usual suspects, had you achieved perfection, you would now have the opportunity to make Chris's chances of winning the prize fund much harder in the final. Let's have a look at the final board. Because neither side seems to want to win a round, it means 4 categories are now available to be carried over, which means that the final round, round 3, will be responsible for deciding 6 categories, all 6. So that'd be a good one to win. Somebody at some stage, I'd quite like to win a round, if that's all right. Just something to think about whilst you're away in the dark there. Usual suspects. We'll see you in round 3. Off they go. It's a good one to win this, though, really.
Oh, it is, yeah.
With 6 categories on offer, let's go for it, shall we? Let's play round 3. Your 45 seconds start now. UK Main's electricity supply is about 110 volts.
That's false. It's 240.
False. A basketball team usually has 4 players on court.
That's false.
False. George Clooney became engaged to be married in 2014.
That's true.
True. And finally, Dorothea Jordan was the mistress of Edward VII.
Edward VII, Dorothea Jordan. Hang on. Edward VIII, he was Mrs. Simpson. Dorothea Jordan. It's a guess, true.
True, and with a little time to spare, you've answered all 4 statements. Good use of the time there to have a think about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure on D.
But the rest of it sounded very confident.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
All right, before we reveal how well you've done, let's have a chat with the usual suspects. Righto, usual suspects. There's another 4 for you to look at there. Has he achieved perfection this time, or will he be in the game scrabbling around for an answer? John?
Yeah, he's got it this time, Nick. I think the only one I'm not sure about is D. I know he had a mistress, but I'm just not sure who it was.
Christy, what do you make of those answers?
Well, I think he's got perfection.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Sarah?
I agree with John. D is looking a bit suspect.
OK, well, Chris, the moment of truth. Have you achieved perfection? Let's see. 3 out of 4. Consistent, I'll say that for you.
Yeah.
But consistently just below par, I'm afraid,
Yes,
and it means you
guess
let the
so.
usual suspects in with a chance of stealing the round. Although I wouldn't hold your
Yeah.
breath if I was you, the
No.
way the first 2 have gone. Let's go up and have a chat with them and see whether they can steal this round. You just need to change one answer, but then that was the case in round 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah, true. Should we go through them this time? So A, definitely false.
That's 240
Yeah.
volts, I think it is.
Be confident of that
B,
one.
I think it is.
Yeah.
There's more than 4 players in the
Yes.
team.
And
Yeah,
George
pretty sure
Clooney
that.
did
Yeah, he's
get
just been-
engaged, didn't
yeah,
he?
so-
Big rumpus about it, wasn't
Go for D then? Happy with that?
he? Well, yeah.
I'm happy with that. That's what
Yeah.
I think it
Go
might
for
be.
D.
Yeah.
OK, then Nick, we'll go for D and we'll change that from true to false.
D from true to false, leaving A, B and C as answered by Chris. This is the last chance in 3 rounds for anybody to win a round. Let's find out how you've done. Let's start at the top. UK Main's electricity supply is about 110 volts. True or false? Yes, it's false. Generally thought of to be 240 volts, but it's actually 230, weirdly.
Oh.
Basketball team usually has 4 players on court. True or false? Yeah, that's false. There are 5 players generally. And George Clooney became engaged to be married in 2014. True or false? True.
Yeah, so we know where...
You know what this means, don't you? Usual suspects. Hurrah!
Rah, rah.
Dorothea Jordan was the mistress of Edward VII. True or false? It's false. Hallelujah. Congratulations, usual suspects. You've achieved perfection. She was actually the mistress of William IV. She had 10 illegitimate children.
Right.
10. Chris, the usual suspects have succeeded where you failed, and they've stolen the round. So, usual suspects, you now have the opportunity to make Chris's chance of winning the prize fund well, about as hard as they can be, really. Let's have a look at the final board. Veritable desert at the moment, but because you played so well in that round, you get to choose all 6 categories.
I should do it. Should 2 each?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Well, the first one's got to be Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I forgot.
Miley Cyrus goes in.
Yeah. And then I'd go for decathlon.
Decathlon goes into the final. Christine?
Stephen Fry
Stephen Fry and
dies.
Dies. And John?
I'm going to go for a recipes and crusades, I think, Nick.
Recipes and crusades. Thank you very much. We now know our 6 final categories. They are Miley Cyrus, decathlon, Stephen Fry, dies, recipes and crusades. Well played in the end there, usual suspects. Time to switch you off. We'll see you later. Well, you wanted crusades, so that's
Yeah.
they were nice in that respect.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus and dies you identified as things you weren't really fancying, but, you know,
Well, you know, it's 50-50, so...
could be
Well,
something
yeah,
that
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Could be.
could be.
Chris, for £10,000, it's time to play the final. Chris, this is the all-important final. If you can achieve perfection, you'll be leaving with a prize fund of £10,000. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is. It is a lot.
£10,000. However, if you fail, you'll be leaving with nothing, which would be great news for the usual suspects, as one of them could be playing for a rollover of £11,000 in the next game. You don't want that to happen, do you?
Not really, but...
Well, let's see how you do, shall we? Let's play the final round. Chris, here are your final 6 categories. And you must answer all 6 statements correctly if you want to win the £10,000. Think carefully. There is no time limit, but once you've given an answer, your first answer, it will be locked in.
Right.
Let's reveal your first statement. Please tell me whether you believe it to be true or false. Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus's real first name is Destiny.
I really wouldn't know, but it could be, so I'll say true.
True. Decathlon. Daley Thompson won every decathlon he ever entered.
That seems unlikely, but I know he was very successful. He must have lost the odd one. I'll say false. I'll say false.
False.
Yeah.
Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry directed the 2005 film Nanny McPhee.
Has he done film directing? I don't really know. I'll say false. I'll say false.
False. Dyes. Sea snails were used to make the dye Tyrian purple.
Well, sea snails certainly give off a dark colour, which could have been added to something else. I'll say true. I'll say true.
True.
Yeah.
Recipes. A cobbler can be a drink or a pudding.
Cobbler I associate with bread. I'll say false.
False.
False, yeah.
And finally, crusades. The first crusade was launched in the 11th century.
I'm pretty sure that's true. I think it was about 1090 or something like that. So I think that's true.
True. And with that, you've answered all 6 statements, and those answers are locked in. Remember, if you've made a single mistake, you leave with nothing. So which ones are you worried about?
Well, Miley Cyrus for sure. Quite a few, actually, because, I mean, obviously I didn't choose any of the categories. I'm reasonably confident about the first crusade, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Let's bring back the usual suspects and see what they have to say. You can now see the 6 statements, and next to them are Chris's answers. Chris, your answers are now locked in. You can't change them by yourself. But if you think you may have made a mistake, you can unlock the list with the help of the usual suspects. This will, however, come at a cost. Chris, who would you like to hear from first?
Sarah, I think.
If I'm honest, I think there's 2 to 3 which were questionable. I'd love to help you, but I'm just not feeling like I'm an expert in any of those areas. So, sorry, Chris, you're on your own.
Thank you. Christine, please.
There's a couple there that I think might be wrong, but I'm not confident enough to come down and help you. I'm sorry, but good luck.
Thank you. And finally, John.
I'm pretty sure you've got 1 wrong, possibly 2 or 3, but I'm not terribly sure, so I think I'm going to give this one a miss.
It looks like I'm left with it.
Yeah, oh yes, well, you are on your own, but then who knows? Maybe you don't need any help.
Well, maybe.
Chris, £10,000 at stake, 6 answers away. Let's find out if you've achieved perfection. I'm interested now because there is a lot of money. So, John, you said you thought there was at least 1 wrong. Which one did you have your own?
I think F, possibly too early.
Christine?
A, maybe. I'm
A?
not sure. Yes.
All right then. Sarah?
Yeah, I agree with Christine. I think Destiny's a pretty glamorous name. Why wouldn't she keep it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a kind of mixed bag there, really, isn't there? So, I'll tell you what, I'm interested to know from John's point of view. So let's start with F, and then maybe we'll work our way down. Find out whether he should have come down and helped you with that, first of all. The first crusade was launched in the 11th century. You said that was true. John would have probably had a chat to you if he'd have come down to change that.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was 1090, but...
Yeah, so you wouldn't have listened to him even if he'd have tried to talk you into it?
No.
Well, let's find out, shall we? You need this to turn green. Is it true or false? It's true. So you were right.
Yeah.
And to be fair, in the long run, John, you were right not to come down and join in. That's the key. Right, let's start at the top and make our way through, shall we? Because the girls are a little bit worried about Miley Cyrus up the top there, but they might have to bow to your greater knowledge on Miley Cyrus front. Miley Cyrus's real first name is Destiny. You said you thought this was true. You need this to turn green. The ladies think that you might be wrong here. Is it true or false? It's true.
I get 10 out of 10 for that one.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's very good. You see, you should be giggling this time. You should be making out that you actually knew that all along. Yes, was a bit of a punt there, nonetheless. Miley Cyrus's real first name is Destiny. So, Daley Thompson won every decathlon he ever entered. Now, you said that you know he was very good. He was an exceptional athlete.
Absolutely, yeah.
You thought he might have slipped up and lost just a couple. So you went with false. We need this to turn red for you. Daley Thompson won every decathlon he ever entered. True or false? False.
The logic worked there.
He was undefeated in major events for 9 years.
Yeah.
But just at the end of his career, he did actually lose a couple.
Yeah.
Well, you're in a good position here. 3 right and 3 to go. Stephen Fry directed the 2005 film Nanny McPhee. You didn't think that Stephen Fry had ever directed, as far as you're aware?
No,
You think
but
he has? But just not Nanny McPhee?
No, I didn't think so, no.
No. So you went with false. We need this to turn red. Stephen Fry directed the 2005 film Nanny McPhee. Is that true or false? It is false. Directed by Kirk Jones, in actual fact. Well, look at you. 4 out of 4. This is an interesting one, though. Sea snails were used to make the dye Tyrian purple. Now, you said true. We need this to turn green as opposed to purple.
Yeah.
However, if it turns red, the money rolls over for the usual suspects and you won't be taking the cash home. So, sea snails were used to make the dye Tyrian purple. Is it true or false? It's true.
Oh, dear.
It's true. All right, so we're down to this last one. A cobbler can be a drink or a pudding, and you said that's false.
Because I thought cobbler was bread.
You know, a cobbler was bread. All right.
Yeah.
So if this turns red, you're walking out of here with £10,000.
Can't believe that.
If, however, it turns green,
Oh,
the money
dear.
rolls over for the usual suspects, and they get to play for £11,000 in the next game, or one of them gets to. A cobbler can be a drink or a pudding. You said false. We need this to turn red. Is it true or false for £10,000? It's true.
Oh, well, I did.
It's true.
So
Cob. You're thinking of a cob.
Am I? All right.
Yeah, a cob. But a cobbler, yeah, it can be a drink and indeed a pudding. Well, that's a real shame. Unfortunately for you, you're not going to be walking away with the £10,000 because you haven't achieved perfection. However, fantastic news for the usual suspects there. I bet you thought the money had gone for a second there, didn't you?
Big time.
Yeah, but it hasn't. One of you could be playing for a rollover of £11,000 on the next game. Chris, you failed to achieve perfection, which means you go home with no cash, but you go home with our thanks for playing a great game, and you enjoyed yourself?
I did. Yeah, it's great. Thanks
Fantastic.
very
Let's hear it for Chris, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that's all we have time for. Please join us again next time when our usual suspects have the chance to play again, this time for £11,000. But remember, on this show, 5 out of 6 just isn't good enough. We only pay for absolute perfection. Goodbye.